Welcome back. This is Learning Health and Fitness channel. In this video, we'll discuss the top 10 inflammatory foods to avoid. Before we begin, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. You know that old saying, you are what you eat? Well, it's true. What you put in your body has a huge impact on your overall health. Unfortunately, there are some foods that can wreak havoc on your immune system and cause inflammation. Inflammation is part of the body's natural defenses against infection and injury. However, it can become chronic in people who have an ongoing antigenic load from eating certain foods. Typically, any food will do it anyway, but each have varying types and levels of severity of reaction we can have on an individual basis. With all these, you're going to want to pay attention to keep your body healthy and inflammation-free, and also see which foods cause more inflammation for you. The first thing we'll talk about is table sugar. Table sugar is also called sucrose, and high fructose corn syrups are heavily associated with causing inflammation in your body, which can ultimately lead to disease. Sugar is made up of 50% glucose and 50% fructose, and high fructose corn syrup is made up of 60% fructose and 40% glucose. Excess levels of fructose in your body have been linked to a lot of issues like fatty liver disease, diabetes, insulin resistance, weight gain, obesity, cancer, chronic kidney disease, heart disease, and many more. So, to avoid these foods that are high in fructose, you need to look for alternative sweeteners like honey or stevia. You can also cut down on sugar by making small changes like switching to unsweetened coffee or tea. By reducing your sugar intake, you'll be doing your body a major favor. The second is trans fat. When it comes to unhealthy foods, trans fats are up there at the top of the list. Unlike naturally occurring fats from plants and animals, trans fats are artificially created, and your body does not know how to process them. Studies have shown that increased levels of trans fat in your diet can cause inflammation in your adipose tissue or fat tissue, which can lead to issues like heart disease and arthritis. One of the reasons trans fats are used in food manufacturing is because they allow pastries and baked goods to have a longer shelf life. So if you're trying to eat healthy, it's best, or at least try, to avoid products that contain trans fats. The third one is refined carbs. A refined carb is a type of carbohydrate that's being processed and had all its nutritious elements removed. What's left is a nutrient-poor substance that can actually have negative effects on health. Refined carbs typically have a high glycemic index score, meaning they cause blood sugar levels to spike relatively quickly. This can lead to inflammation as well as other health problems over time. For example, research has linked refined carb consumption to an increased risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. In contrast, complex carbs such as whole grains are not refined and retain many of their original nutrients. These carbs tend to be digested more slowly, helping to regulate blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Therefore, it's essential to be aware of the difference between refined and complex carbs in order to make the best choices for one's health. Fourth on the list is processed meat. Processed meats are often high in fat and sodium, which can lead to a variety of health problems. They're also typically cooked at higher temperatures, which can create harmful compounds that increase the risk of cancer. Studies have shown that processed meats are highly associated with heart disease, obesity, and various types of cancer. In particular, bacon, sausage, and smoked meats have been linked to an increased risk of stomach cancer. Deli meats, ham, and jerky have also been linked to an increased risk of colon cancer. While not all processed meats are bad for you, it's important you choose wisely. Look for products that contain no nitrates or nitrites and avoid those that are smoked. By making smart choices, you can enjoy optimum health. Fifth on this list is monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate, also known as MSG, is a flavor-enhancing additive that's added to food. It's basically a food additive that easily triggers two different types of inflammation and can cause issues in your liver. Foods that are high in MSG include prepackaged soups, salad dressing, fast food, and deli meats. So oftentimes when you're dining out, You kind of have to ask or look for signs that show you that no MSG is added, and you can also always take a look at the label to avoid foods that contain added MSG. In addition to causing inflammation, MSG has also been linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease. So it's definitely something to watch out for if you're trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. If you're enjoying this video, I have another suggestion for you. But before that, give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comment section. Sixth on this list is gluten. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. For people with celiac disease, consuming gluten can trigger an autoimmune response that damages the small intestine and causes severe joint pain. Even for those without celiac disease, gluten can be difficult to digest, causing bloating, gas, and abdominal pain. Thankfully, there are now many gluten-free products available on the market. When shopping for gluten-free products, be sure to check the label to make sure that the product does not contain wheat, barley, or rye. In addition, check the list of ingredients to ensure that the product does not fall into any of the 10 categories of food that are known to cause inflammation. With a little careful planning, it's possible to enjoy a healthy and delicious diet without gluten. Number 7 is aspartame. Aspartame is a common artificial sweetener found in many sugar-free or diet foods. While it doesn't contribute any calories or nutritional value, its intensely sweet taste has made it a popular choice for many people looking to reduce their sugar intake. However, aspartame has been linked to a number of health problems, most notably an inflammatory response in the body. For some people, aspartame triggers an autoimmune reaction, causing the body to attack it as if it were a foreign substance. This can lead to swelling, pain, and a host of other symptoms. So, if you're looking to avoid aspartame-related inflammation, it's best to steer clear of any foods that list it as an ingredient. Instead, opt for foods that are naturally sugar-free or that don't contain any artificial sweeteners. Number 8 on this list is milk and dairy. In recent years, there's been increasing evidence that milk and dairy products can actually cause an inflammatory response in a lot of people. This means that consuming milk and dairy can actually lead to bloating and discomfort in your stomach. The reason for this is that milk and dairy contain a protein called casein, which can trigger an inflammatory response in some people. If you find that you have this type of reaction after consuming milk or dairy, then you should try switching to plant-based alternatives that do not contain casein. These alternatives are usually just as nutritious as milk and dairy, but they will not cause the same level of discomfort in your stomach. Number 9 on this list is omega fatty acids. While our bodies do require certain levels of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, having too many omega-6 fatty acids can actually cause an inflammatory response in a lot of people. Foods that are high in vegetable oils and seed oils, like mayonnaise and store-bought salads, are more likely to cause this response. Instead, foods that contain avocado oil, olive oil, and coconut oil are much better options. If you have an inflammatory response to those types of oils, switch to these healthier alternatives. Your body will thank you. We're down to our last item. Number 10 is alcohol. While moderate amounts of alcohol consumption can have some health benefits, excessive alcohol consumption can cause a lot of inflammatory issues. The problem with excessive alcohol is that it causes your liver to have difficulty removing toxins from your body. The liver is responsible for removing all different types of toxins. So the more you stress about the alcohol, the more it's going to be stressed for other things, and it's not going to do as good of a job of removing all those toxins from your body, which is then going to cause that inflammation. Higher alcohol consumption would be for men who have more than 2 drinks a day, or for women who have more than 1 drink every day. So, while moderate alcohol consumption can be beneficial, it's important to remember that excessive alcohol consumption can have negative consequences in your health. So, there you have it. 10 types of food that can cause inflammation in your body. Keep in mind that this is not an exhaustive list, and everyone's body will react differently to different foods. Be sure to pay attention to how your body responds after eating these foods and see if avoiding them makes a difference in your overall health. What do you think of this list? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you've learned something new and are into health and fitness videos, don't forget to click on the bell icon so you'll be notified when our new videos are released.